Hey everyone, Mike Strauss here again. I wanted to talk with you about a couple of things that I'm noticing some people doing with their sales funnels that aren't really the ideal way to do things. When you're a copywriter, you kind of, over time, get pretty good at understanding where people are in the sales funnel and what content needs to get to them in order to sell them. But there are a couple of things that lay people may not understand about the copywriting process that can lead to inefficient sales funnels that don't convert as many leads as they could, which is a problem because if you're putting in all of this time and effort into your business, then you should be maximizing your sales in order to get the best ROI you can so that you can, invest back into your business or help your children pay their tuition, whatever it is you want to do with your money. So here are 3 big mistakes that I see people making with their sales funnels, and if you can correct these 3 things, then you're going to see a pretty big increase in your revenue. So the first big mistake I see is people who are misidentifying where their buyers are in the sales cycle. So if you're misidentifying where your buyers are, then they're not going to understand what you're sending them, what you're trying to tell them when you're marketing to them. So if there are really 4 stages to a sale: awareness, interest, desire, action. I mean, there are some other models that get a little more in depth, but that's really the fundamentals. So if you're trying to explain what a customer relationship management system is to somebody who's already in the desire stage, that's a problem because you're trying to educate someone who already knows what they want. You're trying to educate someone who doesn't need to be educated. They just need to be persuaded that your option is the best option, right? So if somebody is already in the desire stage, then they're basically ready to buy, and all you have to do is just push them over the edge a little bit and explain why you're the best solution for them, right? So if you're talking to them about, here are our features, here's what a CRM does, that's not really going to persuade them because they already know what a CRM does. You're telling them stuff they already know and you're wasting their time. So that's the number 1 sales mistake I see people making in their sales funnels, misidentifying where buyers are. The second big mistake that I see is not giving buyers enough supporting content. So essentially what happens here is you just assume your buyers are going to understand what you're doing and why. You just assume your buyers are going to, get it, which, you know what? If you're assuming that your buyers are going to get it, they're probably not getting it. If your buyers don't know what you do and why, if they don't understand your unique selling proposition, if they don't understand how you're different from the competition, then how can they decide whether or not they want to buy from you? Answer: they can't. They'll go with somebody else. Which is why when you're designing your sales funnel, you need to make sure that you are giving people the right supporting content at the right time. So whether that looks like an ebook series or an email drip campaign or a blog series, you need to make sure that when your prospects are coming to you, you're giving them the content that fits their needs at the time that they are having those needs. And that's essentially how you're going to walk them through your sales funnel. The third big sales funnel mistake that I see people making is not answering objections. And again, this goes back to the whole assuming people are going to get it thing. If your prospect has an objection that you don't address in your sales funnel, then they are going to assume that you don't have a good answer to that objection, right? So, for example, if I'm selling a computer and you're thinking, okay, well, that's great that you're selling this desktop, but what I really need is a laptop. Why don't you sell laptops? Well, even if I do sell laptops as well, if I don't have that in my objections, then they're not going to bother exploring what else I have available. They're not going to bother buying from me. They're not going to bother wasting any more of their time on me. And I know that's a really basic example, but that's basically how it works. If you're not answering your customers' objections, even if you have answers to their objections, if you're not providing them in your sales copy, then they're just going to assume that you can't answer those objections. They're going to assume that your solution is not a good solution for them. So if you can rectify those 3 big mistakes, misidentifying where your buyers are in the sales cycle, not giving buyers enough supporting content, and not answering objections, if you can fix those 3 things, your sales pages are going to be a lot more effective. Okay, thanks for your time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on what I had to say. Catch you later.